Okay, we just talked about how we can use the perception of spoken English test, post-test, to test students' perception of the suprasegmental features such as intonation and sentence stress. But what if some students cannot distinguish between rising and falling pitch contour? Is there a way that we can visualize the rising and falling contour for them? Well, Praat, which is a software used a lot of time by researchers, is actually a very powerful teaching tool that can help teachers to illustrate the idea of rising and falling contour. So in this video, I am going to introduce Praat using word stress as an example. I will show you how we can use Praat to record ourselves and how we can use Praat for teaching purposes. First of all, this is the website of Praat, and you can also Google Praat. But unlike some of the technological tools that we introduced earlier, Praat is a software that needs to be downloaded first. So if you look at this window called Download Praat, you need to download Praat based on the system you're using, either Mac or Windows or Linux or any other version of the Praat. So download it and open it, and then we'll be able to use it. So that's the first step. And then after you download Praat and open it, you will see two windows. One is called Praat Objects, and the other one is called Praat Picture. We'll be focusing on the Praat Objects window, so let's close the Praat Picture window for right now. And let's record ourselves, and let's say I want to teach word stress and I want to use the word pair permit versus permit as the example to illustrate the idea that the stressed syllable is higher in pitch. So how do I do it? First, I can click on New, and then I can click on Record Mono Sound. And right here, if I hit record, I'll be able to record my own voice. So let's do a demonstration. Record, record. So I just did a demonstration of record and record. So let me save the list, and then let's record what we want to do, permit and permit. Permit, permit. Okay, and then I'm going to name it permit versus permit. I hit save to list, and then let me close this window. If you click on view and edit, this is what you will be seeing. So there are mainly two parts of this window. The first part is the sound wave, and the second half of the window is the pitch track. So let's focus on the upper part of the window first. Just to look at the sound wave, we can tell our students that each of this ellipse shape thing is a syllable. So right here we have two syllables. The first one is per, the other one is mid. And right here we also have two ellipse shape. The first one is per and the other one is mid. Okay, so clearly we can see that in permit, the first syllable is much larger than the second syllable. In the word permit, the first syllable is actually smaller than the second syllable, which is mid. We can play these two words, permit, permit. Okay, so now let's focus on the second half, the bottom part of the window. what we can see is that, again, there are two parts. In the first part, in the first word, permit, the first syllable, per, is much higher. Per. And the second syllable, mit, is much lower. Mit. So that shows this blue line right here actually shows the change of pitch. In this case, the stressed syllable, which is the first syllable, in permit, per is much higher than the second syllable, mit. Permit. Whereas in the second word, permit, the second syllable, mit, actually has a higher pitch. Mit. Mit. And the first syllable, per, has a lower pitch level. Permit. Okay, so using Praat, we can visualize the contrast between permit and permit. And the students, rather than only listening to these two words, can actually see the difference by either using the sound wave or the pitch track.